Welcome, everyone. Students, parents, family, faculty, and staff. This is my third public speaking final of the semester. Although this is the smallest group I have had this semester, I would say that they are definitely the biggest in personality. This group has kept me on my toes all year, often making me laugh, despite the fact that such laughter is usually a result of us all getting off topic. This 8th period class has made the end of each school day enjoyable and full of spirit, all while working to learn and strengthen multiple styles of speaking. Today, each student is here to speak to those who have positively impacted their life. These students are here to say thank you. And I say thank you to these students as they have tackled something that over 75% of the population are afraid to do, thus proving their strength and fearless attitude. And much of this stems from those in their life who have helped to shape them into who they are today. And for that, we say thank you. Our first speaker this afternoon is Kamori Richardson. Although Kamori started the semester a little unsure about this class and about speaking in front of his classmates in general, Kamori has risen to the occasion. He is a thoughtful, hardworking young man who has more than proven himself in this class, and as Jack would say, he is very outgoing and loyal. Today, Kamori thanks his mom, his friends, and a teacher.
Good evening, everyone. I am so grateful to be here tonight with all of you. I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt thanks to some very special people in my life. First and foremost, I want to thank my mom. Mom, your support, endless love, and constant encouragement have shaped me into the person I am today. You have always been my rock, guiding me through life's ups and downs with wisdom and grace. Your sacrifice and dedication have not gone unnoticed, and I am forever grateful for everything you have done for me. To my friends, you are my chosen family. Your friendship means the world to me, and I am so thankful for your laughter, the adventures, and the countless memories we have created together. You have stood by my side through thick and thin, offering your support and understanding when I needed it the most. Each one of you brings something unique and wonderful into my life, and I am so lucky to have you by my side. And to Ms. Chatterton, just wanted to take a moment to express my gratitude for all you've done for me and our class. Your dedication to teaching and your passion for the subject you have truly inspired me. You've made learning enjoyable and engaging, and I appreciate the effort you put into making each lesson meaningful. Thank you for always being patient, supportive, and encouraging. You've not only helped me grow academically, but I also personally. Your guidance and wisdom have made a significant impact on my life, and I am so grateful to have you as my teacher. Thank you for all being here tonight and for being such an important part of my life. I am truly blessed to have such amazing people to share my journey with. Here's to many more memories and moments together. Thank you.
Up next, we have Gabby DeBovis. Gabby exudes confidence and has such a strong sense of self. She has the biggest heart and is planning to give back to the community post-graduation with her continued work in the criminal justice field. And to quote Alex, she is fierce. Gabby is thanking one of her teachers today.
Every single person has an individual they look up to. For most, this could be a family member, a parent, or even a celebrity. When I was younger, I never really had these figures. It was not till junior year that I did find someone I looked up to. I want to dedicate this speech to thank my criminal justice teacher, Darcy Pitkin. When I was younger, it felt like nobody really believed in me. I grew up in a bad place where many people resort to drugs and alcohol. I did not want to be like them, but somehow it always felt like I'd end up the same. As soon as I started criminal justice, that fear went away. I did not feel like I'd be like them anymore. I have Pitkin to thank for that. I want to thank you for believing in me, even though most people around me did not. I want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to succeed. She gave me the real confidence I always pretended to have. I always felt like I did not have an adult to share my personal issues with. I felt like no one would understand. Pitkin understood me, and she made sure I was always okay. In my junior year, I was going through a lot of home life problems. My brothers almost got taken away, and I was dealing with a lot of domestics. Knowing that Pitkin had a background in law enforcement, I talked to her about all these problems that I was always so embarrassed to share. When I was a kid, I was ashamed of how I grew up, and I wouldn't tell anyone about these issues. I have Pitkin to thank for providing the realization that I do not have to be ashamed of everything I went through. Pitkin is an amazing person, and without her, I wouldn't have this confidence and this comfortability with everything and my past. I want to thank her for making me a better leader overall. It is not just myself she has helped either. I want to thank her for all the other people I know that she has helped through hard times. When I think about who to thank, Pitkin always comes to mind. She changed me into a better person, and she always believed in me. I will never forget when she told me that I'm going to do great things in the future, and because of her, I'm going to try my best. Thank you.
Now we come to Matteo Mancini. Matteo has grown so much this semester. If you would have asked him 2 years ago to take public speaking, he would have fervently responded with a no. Matteo loves to airball around the classroom and is one of the best writers I have ever worked with. As Cooper has said, Matteo is very whimsical. Matteo is thanking his grandparents and his mom.
Hello, everybody. Today I will be thanking the people with the most impact on my life. Growing up an only child, my life could be quite different from others and sometimes could even be kind of lonely. Despite feeling lonely and like I may miss out sometimes, these special people in my life have taught me a lot about who I am and who I want to be in the future. It is important through the gift of life that we are grateful for what we have and not the things that never were. Throughout all my years of living, my grandparents have constantly shown me love and support and are the ones who really connect my family. They have always been there, being the best role models someone could ask for, and teaching me valuable lessons to shape who I am. I have some of my favorite memories with my grandparents, and they are some of my favorite people to see, especially when I was growing up. All of my memories with them bring me happiness, and there is not a time I can remember that does not involve me feeling loved. For example, the time we spent together on Christmas every year, just hanging out or going to dinner or even just being together watching a movie. Not only this, but my grandparents have also taught me the value of hard work and the fact that anything can be achieved if someone is willing to commit themselves fully to something. I've applied this logic and work ethic towards my own life and can say this mindset is the reason I have seen success before and will continue to see success in the future. My grandparents are a huge part of who I am as a person and continue to be two of my favorite people in the entire world. I always look to them as role models and use their valuable lessons to shape my own life and work harder. They are the reason that I truly know what family and dedication are and have impacted my life more than they know. The next and final person I would like to thank is my mom. My mom is someone that has shown me nothing but love and kindness and only ever gets upset because she cares for me. She's the most selfless person I have ever met and has continued to teach me how to care for others. She has always been there for me and has been hard on me since I was a little kid, but only to benefit me as I grew older. I see true love through my mom, and I am grateful to have always have her support no matter what. She has taught me lessons of truth and honesty, and I have never seen her lie. Because of this, I always listen to her advice and understand what it means to be honest and loyal to its full extent. She's been my guide through life and has taught me lessons I will never forget, along with the fact that she has taught me to pursue whatever I desire in life. I am grateful for my mom and would not have asked for anyone else to teach me and love me to the full extent. It is important in life that, like I mentioned before, we are grateful for the things we have and not the things that we don't have. No one's life is perfect, but the mistakes we make are the things that make us who we are and give us our personality. Any obstacle can be overcome with hard work and the true understanding of things like honesty and love, and I am grateful for my family for teaching me these things as I grew up and as I continue to grow older, allowing me to become the best version of myself. I hope they now understand what they mean to me and thank them for being there for me. I thank them for everything, and thank you all for listening to me today.
Hannah Eldridge is our fourth speaker. Hannah has such an independent, determined spirit and a strong sense of self. According to Anthony, she is always dialed in, and as the rest of the class would say, she is kind and professional. Today, Hannah is thanking a beloved family member.
I am a firm believer that blood does not define family. In fact, I would define family as those who are there for you at your best, your worst, and all of the ups and downs in between.
Dana, I met you when I was 8 years old, and I wanted simply nothing to do with you. This was about a year or so after my parents got a divorce, and at this time in my life, men were the enemy. But after a while, you bought my sister and I a bunk bed for Christmas, and I started to like you a little bit more. At this time, I couldn't have imagined the impact you would have on my life and the dad you would become to me. You don't realize how someone can change your life until you reflect on the past. Looking back throughout my life, you were always there. When I am upset, you are there to talk. When I succeed, you are always there to congratulate me. And what I think is most important is that when I am confused or lost, you are there to guide me. I am thankful for the constant support I am offered by you. One of my favorite qualities that you have is that you are an amazing listener. Whenever we talk about anything, good, bad, or indifferent, you listen to me. When we see differing opinions on something, you give me time to say my piece, and you listen to what I have to say. I thank you for this because to feel seen and heard is one of the most important things to a healthy relationship. Lastly, I would like to thank you for being you. I thank you for dancing in the car to make me smile, filling in the words to songs about random things to make me laugh, and for throwing out random references to movies you know I probably haven't seen just to see if I'll get it. You will always bring light to even my darkest days. Thank you, Dana, for being the best dad anyone could ask for.
Alex Higginbotham is next. Alex is a fellow senior, as most of his classmates are, and has already been accepted to Lemoyne College next year. Alex has improved so much in his speaking this semester and always faces challenges head-on with a smile on his face and wit in his step. Alex is the eternal confident optimist, according to the class, and this afternoon he thanks his class.
All my life, I've been a very reserved person. I kept to myself and a small circle of friends. And while I was fine with that, I don't think I could say that I was as happy as I could have been. And so I decided to start being more outgoing this year. I've gone out of my comfort zone. I've tried new things. I've made new friends. And one of, if not the biggest things I've done for myself is this, just being up here speaking to you all. I just couldn't have imagined this a few years ago. And so, when I heard that this final was going to be a thank you speech, I decided I would be dedicating it to my public speaking class, the 14 of you right here. This class has helped me in ways that I never thought possible. I've gone from somebody who could barely give an answer in class to just standing here up on this stage. Since September, I've been getting more and more confident, and it led me here. With every speech I gave, I could tell that I was improving more and more. My friends, both of your support and your criticism has helped me to grow as both a writer and a speaker. I've gone from the guy who would just sit in the corner of class all day playing on his phone to just chatting with you guys whenever we have free time. And I have to say, public speaking was a very difficult course to sign up for. I obviously don't mean literally. It was just a matter of going to my counselor and asking her to put me on the schedule. But it's that fear, you know? What if I mess up? What if I'm not good at it? But I'm so glad that I took this class, and I owe it to the people that I took it with. Some of you I knew beforehand, and some of you I met just this year. But you're all great people to be around, and I'm glad to know each of you. I value this class so much, and I'm glad to have had it with you, even if we are a bunch of wackadoodles. So, thank you all, and to the 4 that already went, you guys did great, and to the rest of you, you're gonna rock this.
Ava Beebe speaks next. Interestingly enough, Ava also did not want to take this class. This seems to be a trend a little bit. But Ava really has been very open and honest with us all about the anxiety behind that fear of taking public speaking. And she really has grown to be a champion of the public speaking class with, I think, what surprised her as one of her greatest skills. She's made us all realize we can overcome any personal challenge. And today, Ava is thanking her mother.
Starting from the beginning, I was a difficult child to deal with until the age of 4. I didn't want to be held or touched by anyone, yet I was stuck to my mom's side. When I started cheer, she was always there and present for everything. She was the one I would look for in the crowd when I first walked out onto the mat. When my anxiety started, she was the one I wanted to be with 24/7 because I knew I'd be okay. She has always been there for me no matter what, especially when she would get a phone call at 2 in the morning because I needed to be picked up from a sleepover. She would come and get me every single time. When I was 6, I had a panic attack on the soccer field because my mom wasn't there. I knew beforehand that she had to work, but just being away from her was too much. This would happen at almost every event that I was at if she wasn't there. Jumping to when I was 11, we definitely started to get a lot closer. I would open up to her more, and she would sit and listen and give advice. For about a year, it was just her and I. We spent a lot of time together, which made our relationship stronger. We would do everything together, and we still do. Whether it was finding a new show to watch, finding new waterfalls to explore, or listening to each other's music. Of course, there were days where we would run into little arguments, but we were able to talk them out. We still do. She is by far my biggest supporter for anything in my life, especially sports. She is at all of my games, no matter how far. She rarely misses a game, and that means a lot to me. She always puts up with the smell of my cleats and gloves, even when it's really bad. If I have a bad game, she doesn't talk about it unless I bring it up first. Even then, she will just listen to me ramble the whole ride home. She also takes great videos and pictures during my games, too. When it comes to school and grades, I know that she has high expectations, but I do too. We agree on a lot of the same things, especially when it comes to academics. If I get a really good grade, she will congratulate me. If I get a bad grade, she won't be mad, but she will ask what I can do to fix it or if I need help on the topic. We always go on Dunkin' and Starbucks runs together, and I think I might enjoy it more than she does sometimes, but I love how she'll always go with me, even if that means going out in the cold. She's someone I have looked up to my whole life. She is strong and independent and doesn't ask for anyone else's help. I admire her a lot. She's one of my best friends, and I wouldn't trade her for the world. I love you, Mom. Thank you.
Now we come to Markel Jefferson. Isaiah and Cooper dub him the handsome hybrid. Others in class have called him the cool, collected, chill guy. Markel is indeed cool and collected and always humble. Markel is here to thank his grandparents and friends.
Today, I stand before you filled with immense gratitude and appreciation. This moment, I would like to share the unwavering support, dedication, love I receive from my family, teachers, and friends. To my family, thank you for being my anchor. You guys are my constant source of strength and encouragement. Your belief in me has been the foundation upon which I built my hopes and dreams. You taught me the importance of resilience, love, and perseverance, and for that I am eternally grateful. First and foremost, I would like to thank my grandparents for always being there for me when I need them. Thank you for all the undying support you have granted me and for teaching me the fundamentals of life. You guys are my motivation and reason for my goals and accomplishments. After football games, I would always come to the sidelines to say hello and rant to you guys about certain plays. Grandma, even if you ask me a million questions like you haven't seen me in 10 years, even though you just saw me like probably yesterday, you still have always been my back support. I cherish you most. I remember when you started crying because I gave you a Christmas card. So let's try to keep that at minimum. I love how joyful you are and you always carry a smile on your face. You put your grandkids first and your cooking will always be number one. Thank you for putting up with my nonsense and always supporting me. If people ask me how old you were, I'll still say she's in her 40s. Grandpa, even if you're a man baby, seeing you can have a louder burp or always making us kids laugh, you were still a source of my motivation. Growing up, I've looked up to you as a man, and you taught me the strength and perseverance of what growing up really means. After all the struggles you guys have gone through, you guys have lit a fire in my heart, and I'm forever grateful to you guys. To my teachers, your contribution to my education and personal growth has been nothing short of extraordinary. You not only imparted knowledge, but also expressed the values of hard work, integrity, and curiosity. The memories I made in your classes are unforgettable. Thank you, Mrs. Chatterton. You show me the true worth of expressing myself. You have filled the room with energy, running off of 3 cups of coffee, or even more than that. But sometimes when you don't drink coffee, you still act like you're running off a strict diet of caffeine. When you're the light in the room, others will come flying like a moth to a flame. You have always shined the brightest in the room, and many people look up to you. So thank you, Mrs. Chatterton, for teaching me the importance of being yourself and being my inspiration to hard work during school. And to my friends, thank you for being my companions on this journey. Your support, laughter, and companionship have made every challenge easier to face and every success sweeter to celebrate. You show me the true meaning of friendship and loyalty, and the memories I have made with you guys for the past years will carry on with me for the rest of my life. You guys are like brothers to me. To start off, Xavier, us training together for future chapters in life, becoming lifeguard certified together, and seeing both of us struggling, trying to do a best stroke or a side stroke. It was quite the journey. I enjoy working together and fooling around whenever we're on breaks from our rotations. You and I just clicked after you moved here. Even though you didn't know a single thing about me, I felt like we knew each other for 10 years, even if it's only been 4. We always pick on each other and call each other nicknames, like you call me Marcus or I'm calling you Connor. And the time when you ate the Reaper at Dave's Hot Chicken, I'm glad we got that on camera, by the way. But thank you for always acting like a little brother I didn't know I needed. Grayson, I will forever be grateful for being able to play football with you. Us sharing the love for the sport has brought us closer together during high school. Going to Dick's with you and looking at football gear and trying to play catch in the aisles, and one of us hitting the mannequin or something important, or when we go to the beach and played water football for hours, then got ice cream after. Or even when we had to do a podcast for English or a commercial for Spanish, I enjoyed every single second of it. Isaiah, the humor you bring to the table is something else. Even though you act weird half the time and ask me to take my shirt off every time I do a speech, I feel like I can truly be myself around you. Yeah, we pick on each other, but that's what friends do. Us both sharing the love for football, being a duo on defense, knowing if I didn't make a tackle, you were there to make it, and then nag me on immediately afterwards. I learned a lot from you, and you've always had something interesting to talk about. We can go months without any communication, and then when we do talk to each other, you make it feel like it was only just a day. And also, you need to start locking your door. And sorry for the beat incident. I don't think I ever apologized. Jackson, I may not have known you a lot when we were younger, but I can already tell we're close friends. Us playing the game together and getting mad at each other for killing each other on Fortnite, asking me for gym advice, or always talking about how many calories you ate today, or asking me about cologne and trying to brag about how you got my favorite cologne before me. Sometimes you may think I'm annoying, and sometimes I might think you're annoying, but that doesn't hide the fact that you made these past few months enjoyable. We built many memories together, and we bonded over many things. I've always appreciated our friendship and the amount of times you have helped me out, so thank you. Justin, I feel as if you're the core of our friend group. We share many things, both of us being 6 foot light skinned who are obsessed with the gym and sharing the music taste. I might not say it enough, but I appreciate all the times you have helped me out and given me a ride, either from practice or from working out. But even though we compete against each other all the time, you still show me genuine love and friendship, which I hold dear to me. I look up to you not just as a friend, but as a brother, and hope you achieve all your goals in life. Your work ethic inspires not only me, but others to try their hardest in pursuing what they want in life. And I'm proud to be able to call you my best friend, so thank you for everything that you've done. Last but not least, Jack. Where do I begin? If someone told me 2 years ago that you and I wouldn't be friends, or would be friends, I wouldn't believe them. But now we basically live under the same roof the amount of times we hang out. You have always been a phone call away, and life has just been a roller coaster with you. We have been on so many adventures together. We share so many of the same interests that it scares me. My mom stopped caring since all she heard from me was, "Can Jack come over?" or "I'm with Jack right now." My core memory is when we would go to the store strictly just to smell cologne, knowing we would either buy 3 full bottles or not have enough money to even think about paying. Or when we stayed up on countless nights just hanging out with each other. Everyone together, you have shaped me into the person I am today. For all the lessons, the love, and excessive support, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And P.S., you guys are definitely invited to my wedding when I'm older. Thank you.
Our 7th speaker is Sydney Tortora. Sydney is one of the few juniors brave enough to take this class and is one of the most creative and independent spirits I have met. According to Hannah, she is determined and opinionated in the best of ways. She has also been described as down-to-earth and outgoing by her classmates. She is thanking her parents today.
Before I begin, I would like to not only thank my class, but my loving teacher, Mrs. Chatterton, for the utmost support I have received during the semester. But most of all, I've come here today to thank both of my parents. Let's start with my mom. Throughout my entire 16 years of life, I would consider my mom my #1 supporter. Throughout my life, she has made so many sacrifices. Whether it be her own passions or careers, or simply giving me the last bite of her favorite ice cream.
It's through these sacrifices that I have so many good memories of my mom. She's always made me feel loved and supported my passions. During my first public speaking speech, I shared a story where my mom dressed me for my school's "What Do You Want to Be When You Grow Up" day, and at the time I wanted to be an author. Oh. While most might see dressing their 9-year-old to look like an author as a daunting task, my mother was up for the challenge. That day, I got to go to school as an author, and while nobody knew what I was, I knew. I still look back on that memory so fondly, as a constant reminder of how my mom has always been there to uplift me and support my passions, no matter how high they are to achieve. Mom, I love you, and I thank you for all that you've done for me. Moving on to my dad. Through tears. Though I did not meet you until I was almost 6 years of age, from that day forward, I knew you were going to be one of the most impactful people in my life. While I've always been considered the black sheep in my family, my dad has never made me feel that way, and he's always encouraged me to be my most authentic self, no matter how out of the ordinary. He's always encouraged me. Me and him are very similar in that way, as we aren't afraid to be who we are, and while most of my family may call us the eclectic type, my dad has always set an example, as that was never anything to be ashamed of, and was in fact a good thing. He's given me the courage to be my authentic self. Throughout my whole life, he's always taught me to be very individualistic, and while many may view this as simple or insignificant, this idea continues to support me in who I am. He continues to support me and encourage my self-sustaining and free thinking, which has always been so incredibly important to me and my ideals. Dad, I thank you for never giving up on me or my unconventionalism, and continuing to love and support me for who I am. I love and appreciate you for that alone immensely. And overall, I would just like to say thank you. Thank you to everyone here for coming and listening to me today, and to both of my amazing parents who continue to love and support me. Thank you.
Now we have Quentin Storino. Quentin may not always get his speeches in on time, but they are always impeccably written and impactfully delivered. Quentin is a wordsmith and one of the best writers and speakers in class. Quentin is here to thank his mother.
Strength is a word that's tough to put a firm definition on. Even though Google says the answer is the quality or state of being physically strong, it can be much more complicated than that. Strength holds different definitions to different people. Some could agree with Google and feel that strength is big muscles. Someone else could say perseverance or confidence, or maybe all three. For me personally, it's hard to describe my meaning of the word with just more words. So I'd like to demonstrate strength with the strongest person I know, my mom. My mom has always had a pretty rough life. She had a pretty rough childhood, to put it lightly, and in her early 30s, she was abruptly hospitalized with a rare skin condition that still affects her today. This condition made it almost impossible for her to have a child, but somehow I still came out, leading her to never take me for granted. Her skin condition often sent her to doctor's appointments hours away and sudden hospital trips, but she always made sure to fit in dance parties and cooking lessons whenever she could. For the past couple years, after almost decades of being unemployed, my mom has bounced back and run a soup kitchen on South Hamilton Street. And I am eternally grateful to have a front row seat to other people seeing just how great she is. And even through all her hard work at the soup kitchen, she still manages to save time to be a great mother. There have been multiple times she was the one push I needed to move forward, and for that, I'm always thankful. Strength to me means many things. Strength is being able to give a helping hand to a stranger expecting nothing in return. Strength is being able to love even when you're at your lowest. Strength is fighting through anxiety every single day just to show yourself and others you can do it. Strength is realizing it's never too late to start again. Strength is not only to stay alive after being dealt a terrible hand, but to use your experience to help others succeed. And no one demonstrates strength like my mom. Thank you.
Okay, we only have one more and then we can take an emotional break. Okay? Okay. All right. The last speaker of the first half is none other than Cooper Raymond Bush. Sydney, as well as the class as a whole, would agree that Cooper is our comical classmate. Cooper is definitely one of a kind and always leaves a mark wherever he goes. Cooper is thanking his mom and more this afternoon.
I have a lot of people in my life I could thank, but it wouldn't make sense if I didn't pick my mom. My mom and I have been through a lot together, but through all the thick and thin, she's always been there for me. That just proves what kind of person she is. Oh, I'm sorry. This is just one of the many things she has done for me that has shaped me into the person I am today. I'm very thankful for this because not a lot of people have someone that they can tell everything to or have someone scream for them every single time they make contact with a baseball. I cannot express how grateful I am for my mom, even if she yells at me for no apparent reason. Sometimes I even think she likes to yell at me to let me know that she's the boss. But that's beside the point. She cares for me in a way that I couldn't even put into words, which is why I, again, am so thankful for her. Another huge thank you is to my stepmom, who stepped up as another parent in my life, even though she didn't have to. Her and I have had a rocky relationship, but we worked through it and to get together, and by doing this, it has been another reason I am the person I am today. My mom and stepmom both get upset with me, but it's for good reason, because they again care so much for me. I couldn't ask for a better mom and stepmom. I love you both. Thank you. Adding on to this, we're going to take a little break, so if you're hungry, there's food in the back there, and so help yourself. We'll resume in about 10-15 minutes. Do I do a thank you? Oh, shout out to Isaiah Tillman, or my other half. He can't be here tonight because he's sick.
All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get ready with the second half. We have 8 wonderful remaining speakers for you this afternoon. And as Cooper mentioned, just a shout out to Isaiah Tillman. He was supposed to start the second half, but unfortunately he is homesick. So we love you, Isaiah. We miss you. So Madison Johnson starts the second half for us. Madison was quiet and kept to herself when class started, but has truly opened up and gained great confidence and composure as a speaker throughout the semester. She's always willing to help her classmates out, and it makes sense that the class has described Madison as kind. Madison is thanking her family today.
Hello everyone. Let me start out by saying thank you all for being here. At first, I had no clue who I was going to thank. I didn't want to thank one person and leave anyone left out in my family. There isn't just one person in my life that has helped me through my daily struggles. Each one of my family members have always played a big role in my life by giving me different perspectives on certain situations and good advice. Throughout the years, I've struggled with many different things, and I didn't always notice the people I had surrounding myself. Starting off, the first people I would like to thank tonight is my grandparents. They have been my rock my entire life, and I couldn't ask for any other 2 people to be my grandparents. They have helped me raise me since I was born. They had stayed in a place they never really considered home to be by my side, and I'm glad to still have them with me to this day. The next couple of people I would like to thank for being a huge part of my life would be my dad and stepmom. I know we have had our bumps in the road, but you guys took me in when my mom was struggling, and you guys have given me the most amazing siblings I could ask for. You have taught me lots of things. I appreciate the things you have done for me, so thank you. The next couple of people I would like to thank would be my Aunt Rachel and Uncle Jer. You guys have always been there for me, and you both know how to make me smile, even when I don't need it. Also, thank you guys for all the cute little monsters you have brought into this world. Last but not least, I want to thank my Aunt Katie and Uncle Rob. You guys probably know me more than I know myself at this point. With the amount of time I spend at your place, I want to thank you both for being there for me and for putting up with my craziness on a daily basis and for creating crazy kiddos to keep me entertained. To wrap this up, I would like to finally thank all of my family for being there for me and providing an amazing support system. Thank you for listening.
Now we have Jack Converse. Jack is a very smart and very funny young man who always has that particular Jack energy about him. He has been described by the class as loyal and strong. This afternoon, Jack thanks a family member.
Psalm 28:7. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him, and he helps me. My heart leaps for joy, and with my song, I praise him. Today I'm going to be talking about somebody that I am thankful for. This was very hard because I'm very blessed by the Lord to have lots of amazing people in my life. I'd like to thank my amazing parents and my bonus parent. I would never ask for anything different. I'd also like to thank my amazing grandparents. All of these people have made huge impacts on my life, and I'm very thankful for them. But the main person I would like to thank today is my big brother, my best friend, my inspiration, Jude. There's not a day I don't thank God for giving me the brother that I have. My brother Jude is the only person that knows what I've been through because he's gone through everything with me, and he's guided me every step of the way. There's never been a day where Jude wasn't there for me. I always have sat back and watched my big brother so I can copy everything he does and be just like him. My brother Jude introduced me and taught me to what our love is, football. This was our escape from reality. Me and Jude used to live with our grandparents, and they were a little old-fashioned, so we had to make our own fun. We had a college-sized football, and we'd play full tackle football with each other when I was 5 and when he was 10. Yeah, he made me cry a lot, but I needed it so I could learn to keep pushing. My brother has always done nothing but push me to be my very best and has taken all the shots for me so I know where to move and where not to. Jude has taught me the most, and he has made me the person I am today. Thank you.
Up next is Kelsey Donato. Kelsey is a spitfire, full of energy and enthusiasm. She is thoughtful, wise beyond her years, and a knockout public speaker. Kelsey is thanking her sister today.
Anybody that knows me, even in the slightest bit, knows that if I have the opportunity to bring up my sister in a conversation, I will. In fact, when writing my speech for my brother's wedding last year, I found a way to bring her up. In every speech I have written this semester, somehow, some way, I have found a way to talk about Megan. Sure, I didn't directly mention her in every single one, but I knew that I had the opportunity to, and that's what matters to me. Megan has been my favorite person my whole life. While she may be 13 years older than me, I believe that our age gap has just brought us closer together. She's always been my biggest supporter in the good times and bad, even if she's having an awful day. Everything she's ever done has been out of kindness. In fact, if you were to go to a dictionary and search the definition of kind-hearted, all there would be is a picture of Megan. I appreciate everything she has done for me these past 16 years. From helping me through the worst of my anxiety, giving me my eye drops when I had pink eye, no matter how much I screamed and cried about it, to letting me watch Adventure Time with her in her bedroom when I guarantee that all 17-year-old Megan wanted in that moment was to be alone. When we are together, it's rare to see us stray from each other's side. From our family's annual apple picking trips to impromptu sleepovers at her house, we are always 2 peas in a pod. Actually, one of my favorite memories is my sister driving us home from who knows where. It's pitch black outside except for the car's headlights and the occasional street lamp. I'm probably around 5 years old, and I'm sitting in my favorite spot in the car, behind the driver. Megan puts on some music I don't quite recognize, so I ask her what the song is, and she says it's called Breathe from In the Heights. At that moment, something unlocked in my brain, and the world made a little more sense. This was the most beautiful song I had ever heard, and we proceeded to listen to musical theater the rest of the way home. That car ride sparked my love for theater and my goal to pursue this as a career. If we hadn't listened to those songs, I would have never taken piano lessons, then joined my first musical, began vocal lessons, and you get the point. I strive to be just like Megan. Selfless, thoughtful, and loving. Every day, I try to show love and care for everyone around me because you never know what they could be going through. I also try to share my passion for the things we both adore, the main one being music. I always recommend new songs to people and, if they let me, introduce them to musical theater like you did me. I can't wait to introduce all the songs I love to your future daughter and show her that she has an amazing mom. Now, it's hard to talk about the person you love most when you're trying to cram it all into a 3-minute speech, so I'll end this with a quote from a musical, since that's the greatest gift you've introduced me to. Looking back on the life I've had, I hold on to the good because I've made my peace with all the bad. 16 years, look at all we've done. Wouldn't trade it for the world, can't you see that we're the lucky ones? I've known a love that many never know, and that love lives on no matter where I go. From Zorp, I love you, Larzo. Thank you.
Now we come to Emma Briscoe. Emma does not necessarily love speaking in front of large groups of people, but she has truly proven to be one of the most improved throughout the semester. The class describes Emma as just nice and genuine. Emma is thanking her sister this afternoon.
Growing up, most people have their parents to look up to, while some don't. For me, I had my older sister. Not being able to depend on our mother when I needed to caused me to feel lost and confused at times. Eventually, I realized if one person truly loved and cared for me, it would be my sister. She took on the role of not just my big sister, but my best friend, my biggest supporter, and my motherly figure when I needed it most. During our move here, not knowing anyone was difficult. I felt alone and struggled with being at school. Showing up at school was the hardest part of my day, with my social anxiety at the worst it's ever been. Knowing I had my sister to go home to even during our fights, I knew I had someone to love and understand where I'm coming from. At first, I had a hard time finding the right friends for me, simply due to the fact I wouldn't speak to anyone even if they spoke to me first. I didn't want to talk because they wouldn't understand me, thinking I'm rude or don't care to get to know them. The truth is, I would have loved to, but they didn't get it. But being able to turn to you was the most relieving feeling during a time like this. I knew you could not only relate to my feelings, but understand the actions I took due to them. After you moved out, I began having a hard time again. Although you've been gone before, this time was serious. You weren't down the hallway or in the same room as me. You were across town, and I get that may not seem far, but after living with someone you depend on for so much, it feels much further. After some time, I came to terms with the fact that we have to live our own lives, and our relationship doesn't have to change. You're still my best friend and my sister. Without the love and support I got from you, I wouldn't be the person I am today, and I definitely wouldn't be standing here in front of you all now. So I would like to thank you again, Maria, for being the most important person in my life and the best sister and mom I could ask for. With my first-hand experience, I know you are more than capable of being the mother we both wish we had to your own beautiful daughter in just a few short months. And with that, I know I don't say it nearly enough, so thank you for being my sister. I love you.
Our fifth speaker is Sam Booth. Sam is a strong-willed, independent senior, and when she graduates in June, she will be very missed. But Miss Sissel and I already have plans to visit her in the fall. So get ready, Sam. Today, Sam thanks the droughts.
Instinctively, the first group of individuals that people are most apt to choose to thank in any scenario are their parents. There is no wrong in those answers, since parents are the molds for their children. Your environment of upbringing influences your way of problem solving, decision making, and the ability to make and maintain relationships. Your parents are the sunned-in center point of your bubble. However, for some like myself, reliance and dependency stop somewhere along the way in the single digits. But then, two people have come into my life and opened endless doors and introduced me into a brighter future. The droughts, Mr. and Mrs. that is, have helped to further all of the above-average dreams that I have been brewing since I was little. Looking back, I was a science-obsessed, overall-wearing happy girl. I fell asleep nightly under my poster of the periodic table of elements and made bucket lists for when I became a big kid. Quoting one of my best from my third grade school year, number 4 on the list, playing the WNBA. Now, given our team's record, that obviously didn't hold up that strongly. Here is another special one. Number 6 on the list, go to a good college. This has been drilled into my head since elementary. College not only meant ensured freedom, but the opening of a new chapter. The first few times of meeting the droughts a few years ago, I was immersed in action-packed discussions about colleges. All of these established schools like Colgate, Lehigh, and Cornell, and of course West Point, were introduced to me. After hearing about their son's successes and more of Justin's opportunities to come, I was a bit scared to share my future plans. But they are kind people who made me feel proud of my accomplishments and what was to come. I told them that my dream was to go to school at New York University. I think that the idea of being in the city surprised Mr. Drought a bit, to say the least, but they have been nothing but supportive through the past years leading up to this point, which I believe is the reason I got accepted in the first place. Not only have they invited me into their family with open arms, with concerts, camping, holidays, and hangouts, but they've guided me to help me become the young woman I am today. I look up to Mrs. Drought as a successful woman who does more than extraordinary things to outreach into her community. In my future endeavors, I plan to take part in a highly competitive atmosphere. Watching her live and learn still inspires me to do just that. I'm not going to lie, at first I was a little intimidated by Mr. Drought. He is known for maintaining the gold standard in his reputation and in his kids. But fortunately, he is one of the most welcoming male figures in my life and pushes me without even saying anything. Being able to know them and have their help pressures me to maintain my own high standards. They have both earned my utmost respect and love. So thank you, both of you, for stepping up and helping me tick off more and more goals. Thank you.
Jadier Sanchez is next to speak. Jadier is a skilled baseball player, a skilled Fortnite player, and a skilled musician. He has worked hard throughout the semester to improve his speaking and always showcases his sense of fashion. One word used to describe Jadier by his class is bright. Today he thanks his sister.
Hello students, parents, and faculty members. By a raise of hands, how many of you have any siblings? Thank you. The people who've raised their hand can relate with me when I say your sibling can be your best friend. Well, your best friend 80% of the time. For those who didn't raise their hand, let me explain to you what it feels like to have a sibling. Imagine someone nagging you about every little thing that makes them upset. Imagine someone who always thinks they're right. Imagine someone who only lets you stay in the room for 5 minutes max. This may make it seem like having a sibling sucks, right? But now I want you to imagine someone who loves you unconditionally. Someone who always wants to hang out. Imagine someone who you can talk to when parents don't understand. Sorry, Mom and Dad. Ever since I was a kid, she's taught me right from wrong. No wonder she'll be a great teacher. She's been having to deal with me her whole life. I can't count on how many times you've bought me things, took me to a friend's house, or let me have your portion of food when you weren't hungry. By the way, Angie, that red box in the attic where you keep your snacks in, I might have eaten a few snacks. I'm honestly sorry, and we'll pay you back in full one day. Even when she's having her own problems, she's offered advice constantly when I neglect help. Though we're half siblings, that means nothing when it comes to the love and bond that we share. Her kindness, dedication, and unwavering support to me has been a constant reminder of my self-value. She is not just my sister, but my inspiration, and I am immensely grateful for everything she has done for our family and for me. When I have my doubts in God, she'll always help me to find the answer. One fond memory that I have is whenever I don't feel like doing something productive, she'll always barge into my room and start singing what I need to get done. Don't get me wrong, it annoys me so much, but that's something only my sister and I can understand. I can say without a doubt that my sister has made me for who I am today. The random arguments we have to us playing Mario Kart on the Wii. Thank you for being a role model to me and your students, and forever being my sister. Love you, Angie.
We turn now to Janessa King. Janessa is a true artist through and through. One word the class gave to describe her was soulful. And this is very true. Janessa connects with others in the most genuine sense and truly sees people. She is wise beyond her years, and this is evident in all she does. She also has great hair. She wanted me to make sure I told you guys that. Janessa thanks her loved ones today.
When I began writing this speech, I wasn't sure who I wanted to dedicate it to because there are so many people to thank for various reasons. So I would like to briefly thank my mom for everything she has done for me. From spoiling me my whole life and working so hard to ensure that I am provided not only a roof over my head and food in my stomach, but also things that just simply make me happy, even while possibly sacrificing her own happiness. My mom has shown such amazing support to my hobbies and dreams. And thanks to her, I can be a photographer and a ceramist. Stop crying because you're gonna make me cry. Thanks to my camera and my pottery wheel that she provided me to help me follow my dreams. I would also like to thank Mrs. Chatterton because she was a big part of the encouragement to take this class because she's such a lively person and she makes us laugh every day. But most importantly, her classroom is a safe place. No matter what kind of students you may be surrounded by, everyone comes together like a family, and she's a big part of that. So never stop being who you are, Mrs. Chatterton. And I would like to thank my class. The first day, I was nervous to see who was in the class because I would have to get in front of these people and speak to them. But as soon as I seen your guys' faces, I was immediately happy because not only were most of you familiar, but I could tell that this was a group I could become comfortable with, and it didn't take long for you to all prove me right. I love my public speaking class, and I'm excited to see you all every day. Now, I would like to thank my best friends, Angel and Aaliyah. The speech is dedicated to the both of you. Thank you for always being there throughout these years. Aaliyah has watched me grow so much in the last 7 years, and she's always appreciated who I am. I've grown distant from many friends I've made in the past because we all grow and change. But even through these changes, she has always been my best friend. We did have a little distance in 2020 because we didn't communicate much outside of school. But as soon as we saw each other again, it was like we never stopped talking. Aaliyah is caring, thoughtful, and fun to be around. She has amazing culinary skills that I know will take her far. She and I have lots of fun traveling to different places, and it's always nice to have her by my side in an unfamiliar place because she helps me feel more extroverted. I met Angel 3 years ago, and it feels like I've always known her. She's the person I talk to about everything because no matter what I say, she knows what I mean, and she never gives me a response that makes me regret saying what I did. She's the one I complain to whenever I need, when my family's making me mad. And of course, I always listen to her complaints as well. I never have to worry about the thoughts I share with her because even if they are a little outrageous, she just understands me and she may even agree with what I say. We have very similar minds, yet also very different, and I appreciate that. Angel is considerate, independent, and hardworking. When the three of us are together, we always have a great time and there's lots of laughter. And I love how they understand my dry humor because I feel like not many people appreciate it. And I also appreciate their ability to make me laugh because I feel like that's a harder thing to do because I don't find many things funny. We can go from joking and laughing to talking about the things that we are most passionate about. We love talking about what we dream in our futures, and of course that consists of houses that aren't very far apart, children that are best friends, and a happy, loving, and fun family connected by our souls rather than our blood. I believe we will easily accomplish these goals because our bonds are so strong they could last a lifetime. Even as we continue growing into adults, I know we will be by each other's side, supporting one another, and motivating each other to continue accomplishing our goals. Angel and Aaliyah are a part of my happiness, and I hope they understand how much they mean to me. So thank you, Angel and Aaliyah, for being my best friends. I love you both, and I love you, Mom. Thank you.
For our final speaker of the afternoon, we have Anthony Filippelli. Anthony is always smiling and lifts those up that are around him. Some words that the class would use to describe Anthony are charismatic, nonchalant, quirky, and interesting. One thing is true, Anthony is memorable in the best of ways. Today he thanks his mom, Kristen, and dad, Anthony.
Appreciation is a wonderful thing. It makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well. Voltaire. Mom, I knew this would be one of the hardest speeches I've ever written. Not because of the nature of the speech, but because I did not know where to start, given all the amazing things you have done for my brothers and I. You have taught me how to see the good in everything. Without you, I would not be the outgoing, compassionate, and positive person that I am today. You have the kindest heart and will support me no matter what. You have been there for me at my best and at my worst. I know that I can count on you for anything, and you will never let me down. I want to thank you for looking out for me and expecting me to be the best version of myself, all while allowing me to grow and learn from my mistakes with your guidance. You have given me everything I ask for, and no matter what it is, if it's a ride home, no matter the time or day, or no matter the time, day or night, you have put your sons before yourself. Without you, I would be lost. I can never thank anyone enough for everything that you've done for me. Just so you know, you will never go into a nursing home. I love you, Mom. Dad, even though we are not together all the time and you don't live with us full time, you have shaped the other half of me that Mom hasn't. You have set expectations that are ingrained in my character, and you have also taught me to be genuine and kind in all aspects, and to be myself in all aspects of my life. I admire that you were involved in every way you can be. For example, the other week I had to write my Lord of the Rings essay. And instead of brushing it off and going on to the next topic, you stopped to ask me to send it to you so you could read it, or the times that we spend at Grandma's in Yonkers, catching up on things. It is the countless little moments that we have shared that I will cherish for the rest of my lifetime. I hope to become an amazing father like you one day, and share such positive experiences with my own children. If anyone spends enough time around us, they will truly see the impact you have had on my personality. And I am forever thankful for this. Mom and Dad, without the both of you, I would not be the person I am today. You have given me invaluable insights on how to become a successful adult in my future. You have set a wonderful example on how to navigate the ups and downs of life while continuing to embrace my personality, created by two amazing parents. Thank you. And thank you everyone for coming tonight. And can we get another round of applause for my amazing class? And will you guys please join me on stage for a picture? Shout out.